Hello everybody and welcome to the latest video. So what we're going to be looking at in this series of videos is the book The Symposium. So the Symposium was written by ancient Greek philosopher called Plato, and it describes a kind of a drinks party that goes on in ancient Athens around the time of 416 kind of BCE, and which is roughly at the end of the Athenian Golden Age. The participants of the party are these kind of rich Athenian men, and we'll look later on at kind of how Greek society was structured. But these rich men are given kind of speeches in praise of love, um, and they're given these kind of philosophical interpretations of what they believe love to be. Now, for some of you guys, it's the first time you will have come across philosophy. So this video is really designed to give a very brief overview of what philosophy is. It's something that obviously can't really be defined very easily. So we're going to be talking about kind of in the context of how we're going to be using it. So first of all, we'll go for what the word means. Philosophy comes from two Greek words, philos and sophia. So philos means love, and sophia means wisdom. So it means the love of wisdom. And it's important to distinguish between wisdom and knowledge. So knowledge is kind of like facts and stuff like that. So if I was to say I was knowledgeable about what heartache is, I could learn, say, 100 of the greatest quotes describing heartache, and I could know them inside out and backwards. And I've read all the backstory about the story, behind the quote and everything like that. But it wouldn't give me the same insight that actually having my heart broken would give me. It wouldn't give me that same. It wouldn't give me that wisdom. So the wisdom is it's almost like being able to distinguish between what's true in our knowledge. So we have our knowledge of what heartache is, but when we've experienced it, and we become more wise, and we can see, well, this is actually true of heartache as opposed to this. So philosophy looks at that deeper thing, and it tries to bring us on kind of a journey. And I suppose if we were to look at it, it would be philosophy is kind of a search for meaning and truth. Like it really does appear to be something that's kind of at the core of us, kind of at the heart of us. Um, we keep looking for truth no matter where we are. It's just this search for truth is something that pushes us to um, do things completely out of our comfort zone, to rock the boat, to look for something a little bit more meaningful, and that's what philosophy is designed to do. It's designed to try to look for meaning in the everyday. So as you can see from this slide here, I think it's a great interpretation of actually what philosophy is. As society, as we become more kind of socially complex, our social structures become more complex, our social environments become more complex. As we become more complex, it is harder for us to kind of understand. So you can see here, this is represented by the line cognitive capacity. So it's harder for us to understand exactly what the implications and the consequences are of these socially complex things that we're introducing into our society. And there within lies our blind spot. So we can't see all the consequences of it. So we have these blind spots. And this is really where philosophy kind of comes into its own, because it's okay to have a blind spot. We all have these blind spots. They're inevitable in every aspect of life. And a blind spot isn't a good thing or a bad thing. It's just a thing, and it's something that every person in society will have. But philosophy kind of takes this blind spot and it takes it out of the box, and it kind of looks at it and kind of tries to narrow it a bit and questions and searches for meaning in it and truth in it, and isn't afraid to ask the difficult questions. And it's something we'll see in the book, whereby we could have these fluffy interpretations of love, but really what we're after is something kind of more than that. We don't just want a fluffy interpretation. We want to narrow that blind spot. So that's the journey we're going to be taking through the book. And I hope this video has kind of given you a little bit more insight into how we're going to approach philosophy.